Hey there YouTube. Today I'm going to show you how to do your front brakes on your 1986 through 1989, I believe, YFM225. Alright, so obviously you got to take off your tire with the 4 bolts. Then you're going to take off the plastic cap that covers the spindle. From there, you're going to pull out the cotter pin that's in here. You'll have to bend it and then pull that out. Then remove this bolt. I had to actually use an impact to get this off. It was on there pretty good. This is a, let's see, this is a 22 millimeter. One thing to note, if your brakes have been getting worse or you bought this used with no front brakes, check the cable here, because most people just keep twisting this to tighten it and make the brakes better, and so these springs will be all the way compressed like mine were, because I just did that instead of doing the brakes for so long. But to get the brake drum back on, you're gonna have to take this nut pretty much all the way off, and I'll show you why when I take apart the other side. Alright, so first step, get that cotter pin out. So when taking off this brake drum, you might want to wedge a tool in here to get this off. The other side didn't come off, and I didn't think of that, and so I hit this whole assembly with a hammer. I tried hitting this with a hammer actually, and so when I was hitting here, it took the whole thing off the hub, or the spindle, so I had to put that back on. But this should just come off with a little finesse. Oh yeah. And then hit this with some compressed air and maybe some brake cleaner if you have it. And then always wear eye protection. Make a note of how these are aligned. Here are the new pads off eBay. Sorry, new shoes, or yeah, shoes. Make a note of how the old ones are installed. Makes sense. Springs are pointing in. Like the hooks of the springs are pointing in. Pop this off. These actually don't look too bad, so maybe I should have did some investigation before buying the brake shoes. But here we are. Ooh. Okay, so if you look here, here's how the shoes are actually actuated. This thing rotates. As you pull on the cable, it rotates, and that turns, and it pushes the shoes apart. Really simple. There's no adjusters or anything like on a car you have to worry about. Now these are fun. The other side took me a long time to get these on. One thing you want to make sure is that this little adjuster thing that I just spoke of, you want to get this thing as in line with that as possible to make this easier. You'll see what I mean in a second. So I'm going to disconnect the this little nut here to relieve all the pressure off of the actuator. You'll see that there is it's actually supposed to be another thing like a washer to hold this spring up, the return spring, and that's missing. So I'm gonna have to go find a C opened washer. I don't know what they're called. But you just put your wrench on this 10mm right here. Then if you have really strong fingers, you could probably just rotate this off. Oh good, this one isn't seized like the other side, so I can just do that with my fingers. Take this all the way off, being careful not to lose this little, I don't know what this is. Whatever type of nut this is with a rounded bottom. It's like a wing nut. Alright, so once that's off, I can relieve all the pressure by pulling this lever down. And now that this thing is rotated all the way, I can put on the new shoes. So open them up like so, get it started on both posts. Okay. While holding it, just give it some love taps. And they'll seat. Alright, they're on there. Verify it's working by pushing up on this cable, simulate you pulling on the brakes. See how when you pull that up, the shoes separate? That's what you want. Oh wait, first, before you put this on, put the drum back on. I almost did it to myself. Putting a little bit of grease on this hub, not for lubrication for the rotation, but so that you can actually get this off the next time. Being careful not to get it on the brake shoes. I did use brake cleaner on this since I got lube in the drum. So, back on. Looks like it's just wanting to fight me. So, wow, this side is not going as easy as the other side. Alright, let's do some research. Alright, upon closer inspection, the reason why this one did not get as flat this way as the other side is on the back here. This is hitting the, I don't know what that is, ball joint, whatever, tie rod, bushing, whatever the hell it is. It's hard to see behind the fender. So anyway, I'm going to loosen up this thing that goes around the splined bolt, and then I'm going to adjust this lever so that I can actually get the shoes on. This might have jumped a spline or something, like in the past life of this dirty old machine. So, have to duck and move. Alright, so I took the bolt off of the spline tightener thing. I don't know the technical terms for all this stuff. Put a screwdriver in here, hit it to pound this off the splines. Now I can rotate this arm freely without moving this thingy. So now that I got that straight, I'm going to put the drum back on, put this back on where it should be, and we should be in business. So, now this should just go on easy now. Should. Ah, there we go. No problem. I will say I'm not responsible if your wheel falls off. So time to put the tires back on, or time to put the cotter pin back in, very important. And then we'll put the tires back on and give her a test.